Oh, man.
Your deep ball is something because we talk about it on the show all the time. With DK, it looks a little bit different. I feel like you like to drop back and you throw that sky ball, the one that comes down with like a little bit of rain still on it.
Dropping a bucket.
A bucket. And whether it's Doug Baldwin, one of the Locketts, you have all these receivers that are really good at catching those types of passes. Has there been a guy that you've worked with where you throw your standard Russell Wilson deep ball that just can't get the hang of having the ball come down from basically straight up in the air?
I think most guys can catch it pretty good. DK's pretty phenomenal. Tyler Lockett's probably one of the best trackers of the ball. I always tell him he's like Kenny Lofton. Kenny Lofton, the baseball player, he could track anything. DK's got that Ken Griffey Jr. Unbelievable ability to go track a ball too as well. So those two guys are really special. I think the biggest thing though is that when the ball's in the air, do guys panic or not? And I think that I try to put it, in the movie Sandlot, where you just put your hand up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I think about just, hey, put your hand up. Let me throw it to your hand, and only where you can catch it down the field. And so, I think the biggest thing that you'll notice in practice is, or early in the training camps and all that, is who's really great at tracking the ball. And those guys are, probably some of the best, guys who've ever been able to track the deep ball and make plays.
That's got to be a pretty cool moment to, like, when you release one of those deep balls. Do you catch yourself just watching the ball being like, this is almost your zen place? If you're not getting hit, but you're watching the ball and then they catch it and score a touchdown, that's got to be like you're sitting back like, oh, my God, I'm that good? I would do that all the time.
Well, one of my favorite moments in football, it's like kind of like hitting a home run. When you hit a home run, you don't even feel it on the bat. The ball you just know it's out. Well, on a deep ball, and we don't get to experience this year because there's no crowd, but one of my favorite things when you're playing on the road and everybody's booing you, everybody's screaming, and the whole crowd noise and all that stuff's going on, and then you got a guy going down the sideline, you launch this 60-yard, deep go ball, and the whole crowd goes,
yeah.
And there's this pause, a moment in time where the ball's spinning down in the air, and it's boom, he catches it, and you can hear the ball hit the guy's hands and say, boom. And he catches it, the transition scores. That's like one of the greatest feelings. But all I want to know is, PFT, if you can catch a deep ball. I mean, I think you got to come out to one of these off-season workouts, you two guys.
Yeah, I'm faster than
DK.
I'm faster than DK.
You think you're faster than DK? Yeah.
I know I'm faster.
We beat him in a race.
We raced in this hallway right outside here. We got the video and everything. I'm faster than him.
I'm going to have to tag DK in this whole podcast because you're talking shit now.
I'm going to have to – well, I benched more than him until I got my shoulder injured, but I could probably get back up there. So, yeah, I mean, I'd be glad to come out there and put the clamps on him. I don't think he could get around me.
No chance.
Big Cat, you think you can throw it further than me?
No, I'm actually, if you invite us out to camp, I'm literally going to spend the entire time looking for Pete Carroll's twin. So he has a twin, right? Have you seen his twin brother?
yeah, he does kind of look like him.
Okay, thank you. And then the plot thickens.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, his brother. People, I've been looking for Pete Carroll's twin for a long time. I feel like he's got a twin, and he just has kept it under wraps.
Yeah, well, he's got a brother that does
looks
kind of like
a lot like him, Russ.
Looks like an older version of Pete.
Like a twin,
Russ,
exactly.
This is what you need to take to heart when you're trying to figure out how to build your podcast up. Just invent something and then just never let go of it. Like Big Cat's convinced.
That wasn't a no, by the way. Just so everyone knows.
You don't think I did invent something though? I created Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
Well, no, that's a mindset. That's a real thing. That wasn't
a no. That was not a no. You're like, you giggled and you're like, yeah, you know what? He does look a lot like him. He says he's older, but haven't seen a birth certificate. Interesting.
He actually does have a I think it's his brother.
Yeah.
That looks pretty
exactly like him.
Older version of Pete.
Yes, like a twin. All right, final question brought to you by Cross Country Mortgage, America's Crazy Good Mortgage Company. Go to ccmlens.com/take to learn more about your future home buying experience or refinancing needs, equal housing opportunity. All right, I know I talked about bad moments, so you don't think about them, but I do. The Rose Bowl, okay? The Rose Bowl. So I was, remember in Crossroads, Bone Thugs and Harmony, the video where, like, the soul leaves the body? I had to reverse. There's a piece of my soul is up at the top row of the Rose Bowl after the ball wasn't clocked. That's just there. It's there forever. I was at that game. What happened? You clocked it like that. I think we got screwed.
We 100% got screwed.
Okay, thank you.
And the thing is that the ref started winding his arm. We got the ball all the way down there. In college, the clock pauses.
Right.
Once you get down the field, so the clock pauses once you get the first down, whatever. So we were all ready. We had a pro offensive line. So we had, Peter Kahns. We had Travis. We had Travis Frederick. We had all these guys who had played in the league. Ricky Wagner and all these pro guys who actually still play in the league now. And so we were all ready to roll. We had been through the situation. We were ready to go. Boom, the ball's down there. And there's 2 seconds on the clock. So the clock doesn't start until the ref blows his whistle. So we're all ready. We talked to the ref. Hey, we're going to clock it. We're going to clock it. Okay, we're all ready to go. And as soon as he blows, and me and Peter, as soon as he blows the whistle, we're gonna clock it. So he goes, boom, and we clock it. Boom, we clock it. Okay, clock the ball. There's no way 2 seconds around the clock. The problem was, okay, obviously, the ref, who's behind us, starts winding his arm early, boom, and then blows the whistle. So that's what they're seeing up top. So we lose a full second, game over. We felt like we were going to win that game, too. And
totally.
That was a great matchup. That was one of my favorite games of my career, just the back and forth, playing the Rose Bowl. The best thing about the Rose Bowl, when you're sitting there, never forget sitting next to Nick Toon. I just throw him a touchdown in the right corner of the end zone, and me and him are sitting there, and I'm talking to Paul Chris on the headset and talking to Nick, and I'm sitting there, and I said, "Hey Nick, Coach Chris, look at the stands. Look at the stands." I said, and they go, "Yeah, what about it?" I said, "It's amazing if you look down the left, look down the right, the goalpost, right down the middle of the goalpost. You split one side of the field, it's all red. The other side of the field's all green. It's like, and the sun's just going down, and the golf course, the field feels like a golf course. It feels like a par 5, right on the green. And it's just a special moment, special place. And so I'll never forget that game. But one of the coolest parts about that game is actually, after the game, and I do my press conference, and everybody's asking me, how are you going to use this? I said, I'm going to be able to use this one day, and hopefully I'll be able to win a Super Bowl because of it. And unfortunately, we've been able to win a Super Bowl and all that. But also too is after that press conference, I'll never forget walking down the steps. He still had my cleats on, and at the time we were an Adidas team, obviously at Wisconsin. And sure enough, Phil Knight, comes out, right behind, right in front of me. And he goes, "Oh man, it's a nice game, Russell. I want to make you a Nike athlete one day. Just want to let you know, and when it's all when you're ready to play in the NFL and everything else, and I think you're going to be a Nike athlete, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time." And that was a cool, Phil Knight walking into him, coming around the gate, right before I get on my golf cart, and so that was a special moment for me. I'll never forget. And I was a college kid, and just knowing that I'd already graduated. That was my last game of my career, and all that, and it's time to go play in the pros.
I'm happy that was a special moment for you. I think I got blackout drunk and had to get a flight back to Chicago at 6 a.m. the next day. So I'm happy that you were happy.
He got a $20 million endorsement from Nike.
And I puked a bunch of red wine. I remember there was
a taxi cab.
The beer stand had a huge line, so I switched to wine in the second quarter, and I must have drank 12.
Well, how about this? How about this, Big Cat? How about I get you a signed Wisconsin jersey from me just to make it up to you?
Okay, done. We'll put it up in the studio.
All right,
and then I'll think about the Rose Bowl. I'll think about you not clocking it in time. Actually, you getting screwed every single time I look at it. But yes, let's do it.
Can you sign Russell Wilson, quote, Mr. Unlimited, in quote?
Yeah. I'll don't worry.
That's part of your
that will go up behind me.
That
will go up behind me.
I
don't know if you knew this, but we're Mr. Unlimited. We're the #1 sports podcast. People will see it, and they'll be like, "Oh, there's Russ."